the project we have produced lots of work, and it was very good to see each other physically again and to discuss the outcomes. And that's very good, and I'm very happy because the project is going very well. We done a lot of work, but we still have lots of work to do, and we can discuss now also on what we will do in the next months.
We would have developed the conceptual framework, which really was, I suppose, the basis of those key concepts that you need to build in order to look at the issues that we were looking at in ruralization. So I suppose issues in relation to maybe succession and inheritance, issues in relation to newcomers into rural areas, and those kind of aspects, they need key concepts to be built on in order to understand what we're talking about. So we looked at things like innovation, we looked at things like resilient rural communities, we looked at things like capital frameworks. So building communities really need those strong social capitals or human capitals.
The ruralization process is the process, in our eyes, of creating a new dynamic on the rural places, which consists of people, newcomers, new entrants into farming, move to the countryside. They bring innovations, they bring ideas, they bring social connections, they also bring capital. And they start doing things, and this makes the countryside attractive and attracts even more young people to come. So we make a self-reinforcing dynamic in the rural places, which lead to revitalization.
As a project coordinator, I'm very happy about the outcomes on the foresight analysis. We have done a trend analysis. Many people have contributed to it. That's very good. I think we have a very active group of people working towards bringing this subject forward. We've also analyzed the dreams of young people and talk about them, and also what they do want, what do young people want.
Well, we're working on mainly three groups, which are new entrants in agriculture, newcomers in the rural areas, and successors. So those who are entering in a farm that is already existing. So we have been working on 60 case studies in Italy.
We had partners involved in the project who over the past year developed really innovative land practices. But now it's also about, okay, we follow these practices very closely over the past few months, and we also learned bigger lessons.
Now we have a tremendous treasure of evidence and of examples, and now it's on the turning point to turn all this into policy conclusions and into concrete recommendations how to go about rural renewal and rural development.
And we need now to be able, with the rest of the researchers in the project, to create this conversation between local and EU level. And I think that's the biggest challenge of these European projects.
It's about policy conclusions or evaluation of case studies and best practices for policymakers.
It's not about top-down transfer. It's not about copy-pasting anything. It's about providing inspiration, providing real peer-to-peer exchange experience, you know.
We know from our empirical trend studies that a substantial percentage of young people who live in cities think of moving to the countryside, and we want to motivate these people and equip them also with support and with practical knowledge to install themselves and to set up their ideas, their initiatives to make a good living on the countryside. I think we can make a real change.